is how you're gonna create effortless, cool girl waves just like this using your flat iron or hair straightener. Let's get into it. Hi and welcome back to my YouTube, or hello and welcome if you're new here. My name is Chloe Swift. I'm a professional hairstylist and hair care expert. I am going to be bringing you a video all about creating those effortless, cool girl waves. I actually love them. It's one of my go-to hairstyles, and we are going to be using the ghd Chronos flat iron hair straightener, my absolute all-time favorite hair straightener. I'll link it down below in the description. I think I've mentioned before, and I spoke about it in my Chronos video. Before I started using Chronos, my go-to hair straightener was the ghd Platinum Plus, which I also still love, and it is an amazing hair straightener, but this kind of just tops it and beats it in terms of like making your curls stay and hold. Like the curls are a little bit more tighter and more defined. This is just my go-to lately. Let's get into it. I have washed my hair today and I've already prepped in it a leave-in heat protective blow dry spray, a blow dry cream also containing heat protection, and oil. So all of that is already prepped in, and I've tried to smooth it out as much. Well, actually, no, I did smooth it out with the brush when I was blow drying it. But yeah, my natural wave has already just come back into the hair. So that's what we're working with so far. But the hair is already smooth, if that makes sense. Yes, it's a bit wavy, but it's smooth. Like, it isn't my usual fluffiness and frizziness. So I would say, top tip, before you go in and create these effortless loose waves, you do want to smooth your hair out with a really good base and get all those products in first of all, so it's smooth, defrizz, defluffed. So yeah, I'll link everything in the description box of what I did use. But what I do want to show you on camera is just the product that we're going to use to make the style hold and make the curls last and hold. So this is the Maria Neela Shaping Heat Spray. It has a hold factor of 2 holds, so it's just a light hold factor, but it's really great at adding that extra layer of heat protection, giving a little bit of hold factor to your waves. So before I go in on every section, I'm going to mist this into the hair. First thing we are going to do is section the hair. So I like to take my first section level with the tops of the ears. Just take your index fingers, draw a line right to the back of the head. Fingers are meeting at the back, and then separate the hair. Twist this up. I'm just going to twist it up into one bun out of the way and then clip that up. So I'm going to hold my flat iron in my right hand here to style the left hand side of my head, and then that first section I'm going to split that into 2. So 2 even sections. I've just divided that into half. So we're going to hold the flat iron upside down essentially. The logo is pointing towards the mirror, and then close the hair in the plaits. I'm only going to do half a turn because that's kind of the key to these loose, cool girl, effortless waves, is just half a turn to make that really lovely and loose. Just look at that. I just love the result that the Chronos styler gives. So good. So that first curl is going away from the face. Now what we want to do, I like to pop the logo. I don't know if you can see that, but the logo is pointing towards the mirror. I'll have that pointing towards, it just helps me know if I have done half a turn basically, because then when it is only half a turn, it's the blank side. On this curl now, I'm going to do half a turn, so it's blank side towards the mirror, but then as you can see, this is towards the face. And the key to your effortless loose waves is the fact that they're alternating and clashing, and it just creates this really cool, undone kind of look. Whereas I always feel like if your waves are all going the same way, that always looks more polished and more done. But say for tonight, I'm actually going on a Christmassy night out tonight. I think when you've got such a going out outfit on, personally, I always like to do the hair a bit more cooler, more relaxed, more effortless. I would never do like in your face outfit with then also in your face hair. I like to counterbalance the full look really. Now we'll move on to the waves on the right hand side. So we need to swap and hold our flat iron in our left hand, and some people will really struggle with this. Honestly, it's just practice and getting used to it, and just try and forget the fact that you are right-handed and that's your more dominant hand. The more times you do practice styling with this hand, it's so completely doable and you'll be so competent in doing it. But it is the only way to create that exact same wave and the same curl and the same technique on this side. If you were to do it still in this right hand, for example, like you literally going back on yourself and you're probably just going to pull a muscle. And then most people, because they can't do that and it's an awkward angle, they'll then hold the straightener up and it's just a completely different curl technique. So we do need to swap the straightener into this side. And again, just going to take that section, split that into 2, so they're 2 nice, neat, even sections. Holding now in my left hand, holding it upside down, logo is pointing towards the mirror again. As soon as the hair is in the plaits, you can then let go of the hair and grab the end of the styler. So half a turn there. So when you do glide directly downwards, this retains more length, it keeps the look a lot more looser. If you start gliding out on a horizontal or a diagonal, this makes the curl a lot more bouncy and a lot more tight. Hairstyler in my left hand, logo pointing towards the mirror. I'm going to do half a turn. I can see the plain side of the flat iron in my mirror, and I'm just gliding down on a straight angle. It's not being pulled anywhere else. And what I love with this straight angle, you've got these really nice, more straight ends. And again, that's what makes your hair more of a wave rather than a curl. So carrying on my next sections, I've taken my next row about kind of 2 inches up from my previous section. I'm gonna mist in again as I go the Maria Neela Shaping Heat Spray. And then what I'm also doing, just something else to factor in, on this next row up, I'm actually alternating them which direction and which kind of order that I decide they go left to right in. So on my previous section, I decided to do this one kind of closer away and then that one to the right of it forwards. Now I'm doing this one away and then this one is going to be forward. So that means as they work up in rows also, they're alternating. So just imagine it's going to be like a grid pattern. So you'll have one left, one right, one left, one right, if that makes sense. And it just stops that there's 2 curls that are going the same direction, one on top of the other, because eventually they will then blend in and melt in together. So we want everything, whether it's side by side or up and down on top of one another, clashing and in a different direction. So it does take a lot more thought when you're thinking about something like this, but honestly, it's little small tips and tricks like this. It makes your style look so good and so effortless. So now this curl is going to come onto and towards the face. Okay, next section, working up. I'm taking it around about recession point. So this is my 3rd row that we're working in. So I call the rows horizontal sections that we're taking. And again, just twist and clip that up out of the way. And you guessed it, we are spraying again with some more Maria Neela Shaping Heat Spray. And so now this curl is going towards the face, which means this one, I want this going back away from the face. Create half a turn, so then it's the blank side of the flat iron that's pointing towards the mirror, and then you're just gliding down. Nice and smooth and slow as well, like don't rush when you're gliding down, or else the hair is just gonna be too loose, and you're just gonna get a really, I mean, look how amazing that curl is. It's just gonna be too loose, and it's just not going to, it's not going to hold. We still want these curls to be in the hair properly and nice and defined, and then it's all to do with our dressing out as to how we create that really loose, effortless look. And then this next curl in at the root, half a turn. To be fair, when I go towards the face, I'm actually doing more of a turn. I'm almost doing like a 3/4 of a turn, because there's something about when you do turn towards the face, you do lose a bit of tension and a bit of grip of the hair around the stylus. So to be completely honest, when I'm turning towards, I'm almost doing, yeah, like a 3/4 turn rather than like a proper half turn. So you can see how that shape is really building up nicely, like all of the curls are going in really different directions, clashing into one another. Yeah, we've got these really lovely loose straight ends. Yeah, I want to keep the center part in because again, for me, that's just like the ultimate laid back, effortless, cool girl wave look. As soon as you start putting in maybe like a bit of a side parting, it always makes the look a bit more done. So we're going for undone, casual, laid back vibe. So keep it in the middle parting, and then all of this hair that's left and unstyled, that's still too chunky and too big to take all in one. So I'm gonna keep doing the same section I've been doing, and I'm gonna split that again. So then we've got 2 more rows. You're gonna have 5 rows working up the head that you have to style. Let's spray a little bit more Shape and heat spray on this section. What I will say is your head will get bigger. You imagine the shape of your head, your hairline is always less on these bottom sections because your hairline tapers in at the back here. So that's why every row that I was taking, I was only then taking 2 sections. Now the head is a lot wider and we've worked up. This is where we want to take 3 sections, but again, it makes the look so much better. So just take 2 fingers, split that. So you've got three evenly sized sections, and always just make sure as you're doing this, as you're working up this very last row, you always want this last one to go away from the face. It just suits everyone a lot better, flatters everyone, but it opens up the face. Try and avoid this last one, as in my last row here, and then the one closer to the face. Try and avoid that one going onto the face because I don't know, it looks a bit strange sometimes. So this section is fine. So we're gonna go away towards away. Split that into 2, so I've got 2 rows, and then split that into 3 evenly sized sections. And you know, a question I do get asked a lot in my videos is how can I touch the end here? The ghd flat irons, but particularly Platinum Plus and Chronos, they are designed with so much thermal insulating like behind the plates, and you can see like the plates are so slim themselves, but then this kind of outer material is quite chunky, so there's a lot of like thermal insulator there. I mean, yeah, it's warm, but it's definitely not too hot that you can't touch. You need to kind of like snatch your hand away. Honestly, the amount you spend on your flat iron like really does affect how good it is, and I am sorry to break the news to you, but it is so true. There's just more features designed with them, even things like, yeah, it's more comfortable to use, they don't get as hot. So I do know, for example, yeah, the ghd ones, not all of them though have that amount of casing. As I say, it's more the Chronos and the Platinum Plus, but it just makes it so much more comfortable to use. It doesn't get as hot. I think if your flat irons are so hot that you can't actually touch the end, then maybe perhaps it is time to upgrade. And we have got our last rows on each side, and again I'm going to be splitting these into 2, and make sure you are grabbing all of the hair that has not already been touched and styled. And that's why working in these clean rows really helps to just see what's been styled and what hasn't. And then we are having this going backwards, forwards, backwards. And if it helps you can always start off with this one and then work backwards. I don't know why I like to do the back and then finish off at the ones at the front, but yeah, if it does help you, just make sure you're doing that one backwards. Start off with that one first. There we have our lovely loose curls. Just reach around the back, make sure you haven't missed any areas at the back. And what we want to do is the same as usual. We're just going to leave these to cool down, so the hair does only completely set in that shape once it's been allowed to completely cool down. And when you allow the hair to set, that ensures that it holds and it stays and it lasts. Whereas if I started to dress this out now, like start combing it or anything like that, it's, yeah, you're going to get the loose wave result, which is what you want, but it's not just going to last all day or all night basically. So yeah, we're just going to wait 10 minutes till the hair is fully cooled, set, and then we can go in and dress out. To dress out, we are going in with a little bit of oil first of all into the palms of my hands, run that through, and then just using my fingers just to rake through and break up all of these curls. So you can see literally just raking your fingers through. It still keeps the curls nice and defined. Well, they're more waves now, as I say, now because we've dressed them out. So loose waves, but they're still defined. If we do want to further dress them out, which I do also really like to do, is then just mist some hairspray onto our comb and then run our comb through the hair. Let me see how this is looking. Yeah, I probably will do that. It completely depends. Like if you feel like that's enough dressing out for you, then leave it at that. I still think that looks stunning, but I hope you can see what I mean when I say like it's more defined, like the waves are still sitting very much separately. I do like to use a comb because then, yeah, just make sure and go through and really dress out this underneath and just make sure everything is really dressed. I also do love to just get my fingers in there and massage the roots a bit just to get a little bit of, again, cool girl volume going through the roots. But yeah, I just love this look so much. It's such a go-to hairstyle, as I say, when you are just more dressed up outfit wise but you don't want to look OTT. So just to further dress out the waves, I'm going to take my Maria Neela styling spray. It's a super lightweight hairspray. I'm going to spray that all onto my comb and then comb out the waves just to further break it up. I feel like that's still what it needs on my hair personally. Yes, that is looking better for me, I think, but it completely just depends on if you prefer this kind of, they're more stuck together and a bit more defined, but I love this kind of look. So good. And then just take your hairspray, spray the top and just use your hands just to flatten down any shorter little flyaway pieces. I always love with these cool girl waves also pinch these front pieces together and then give that a good spray because it's just all about that real head hugging shape. It's not about volume at all, this look. I mean, definitely you've got like width and that kind of volume, but it's not root volume coming from the top with your cool girl waves. So there we have it. Cool, effortless, undone waves. One of my all-time favorite hairstyles using the ghd Chronos styler. I really hope you love this video, guys. If you enjoyed it or if you learned anything new from it, I'd love it if you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe because I post hair tutorials and hair tips weekly. This is my last video I'm recording before Christmas, so I just wanted to wish everyone the most amazing Christmas and holiday period and just overall festive period. I hope everyone takes a little bit of time off, relaxes, gets spoiled with hopefully some hair care goodies and hair care products, and I really appreciate everyone who has supported me. I have loved doing YouTube over this past year particularly. I'm bringing you a video every single week, so yeah, just thank you so much and I hope everyone has the best Christmas and holiday. Thank you, guys.